Star Wars The Old Republic Knights of the Fallen Empire's last chapter releases, Path of Exile's newest expansion is announced, all that and more. I'm Zach Sharps, and this is Free to Play Weekly. First up in the news this week, CD Projekt Red discussed their new free-to-play Witcher-themed CCG Gwent. However, what they discussed wasn't necessarily the best of news. What was it? Well, in order to make the best first impression with Gwent, CD Projekt Red has decided to delay the closed beta. Instead of launching it in September as planned, Gwent's closed beta testing period will now begin on October 25th. The decision was based off the fact that they'd rather make a good game than hit a deadline. Typical CD Projekt Red, keeping their games in the oven a bit longer to ensure they are edible and not raw. Gordon Ramsay would be proud. It's been a long journey for the Outlander and his allies in Star Wars The Old Republic, and it all comes to a head this week with Chapter 16, the Battle of Odessen, launching. In this climatic final confrontation, you'll confront the Eternal Emperor and determine the fates of the entire galaxy. As with previous chapters, all you need to play is an active subscription, and with all 16 chapters live, you'll only need to pay it once in order to play them all. If you'd like to trial Knights of the Fallen Empire first, you like to try things before you buy them, of course, the first chapter is available for free. I'll be hopping back in eventually to finish off this storyline because I've found it pretty good overall, but I wish they would have just released all of the chapters at once instead of making us wait. At least they're now all live, and with Knights of the Eternal Throne coming soon, we won't have to wait for more story content too much longer. Those of you still catching everything in sight within the free-to-play MMORPG Riders of Icarus are in for another treat. A brand new Capture the Flag PvP mode is coming to the game in the form of Monostone battles. These battles take place twice a week on a set schedule. Players on a server will be alerted with a countdown, after which a Monostone will appear in a random location within the Exile Badlands. Once it's spawned, guild alliances and militia members will engage in a free-for-all to gain control of the stone and return it to the Oracle. Overall, this mode sounds cool and certainly is a great addition for those PvP lovers out there. Speaking of developers who absolutely love to release fully baked and sexy content, Grinding Gear Games is at it again with their free-to-play action RPG Path of Exile. If you thought their last update Prophecy shook things up, you're in for some serious world-shaking this time around. The newest content update called Atlas of Worlds was announced, and it has a ton to offer players once it goes live on September the 2nd. You'll be able to defeat 19 new bosses, explore 30 new maps, discover new exotic items, take part in the Essence Challenge League. Oh, but there is more! What would a content update be to Path of Exile without an expansion to its massive depth? Well, it wouldn't really be one, which is why they have introduced the Atlas of Worlds. Use it to guide your travels as you delve further into the game's map system. As you explore the Atlas, you'll gain the ability to upgrade maps and even add mods to the Atlas itself. Couple this with the usual slew of performance tweaks and you have your usual let's make everyone else look lazy style content update from Grinding Gear Games. If you wish to support them, they have a brand new Atlas World supporter packs which do include a ton of goodies but also cost quite a bit. Packs range from $50 all the way to $440 USD. If you wish to know more about the expansion, be sure to check out our own Jason Winter's fantastic interview linked in the description below. However, in regards to depth, it's time for the question of the week. Last week on the show, I asked whether or not you guys ever fully boycott a developer or not. Some of you guys disagreed with my stance, which of course is more than welcome because hey, I'm not an all-knowing god that you guys almost bow down to. One of those who had a different stance was a user by the name of Victor Alcazar, who stated the following: boycotting a game or company makes no difference unless it's widespread. The only thing it does is limit what you let yourself enjoy. Thanks for your guys' responses, and if you want your comment possibly featured in next week's episode, make sure to leave a comment down below. This week's question is, can a game have too much depth? Personally, I think as long as it's staggered, unless it's a very extreme circumstance, I don't believe a game could contain too much depth. Depth is what keeps me engaged in loving a developer's title. Curious what your guys' stance is on this. Last up in the news this week, En Masse Entertainment decided to throw out some brand new solo content into their free free-to-play MMORPG Tera Online. This content is in the form of a level 65 solo dungeon called Castle Arania and is designed for players with a minimum eye level of 330 and features drops such as armor crates, tokens, identification scrolls, tier 8 feedstocks, spellbinds, and more. Also included in this update was several new flight zones and the usual bug fixes. Good stuff. You know what is also good stuff? Giveaways, of course. Yes, be sure to head on over to mmobomb.com, check out that giveaways page, bookmark it, and check it daily to ensure you never miss one. As for myself, able to be followed on Twitter at Zach Sharps, link below by the way. My name is Zach Sharps, and I'll catch you guys next time.